What is going on, friends? Sanford is here, back once again in the studio. Today I've got something genuinely very exciting. It's the Core One L from Prusa. In fact, we've got two of them here. Don't ask me why, but this is actually the largest CoreXY enclosed printer that Prusa has ever made. And the Core One L is aimed squarely at makers, business professionals, and small-scale production users who want reliability and precision. Now, I've had these units in the studio for the past week now, and we're heading towards Formnext, actually next week, so we'll bring you a little bit of information on what's coming next. But until then, let's go through the full specs. Let's get these things out of the boxes. Friends, let's get straight on into this one.
You are watching a master at work.
The unboxing was in fact pretty uneventful, but in a good way. Everything's safe, secure and incredibly well packed. It's a box inside of a box with layers of foam protection and even printed instructions right on the cardboard. It's a nice touch that makes the setup almost foolproof. And 10 minutes later the screen is on, the foam is out and the spool holder is in place and it's ready to power up.
Fill this back. That's nice, isn't it? Wow. And we'll open this up. Look at that. How well packed is this? This was better than the original Core One, I'm sure. They put some time and effort into this. That looks wonderful.
And at around about 22 kilos, it's surprisingly manageable solo. Although I have to admit, I was nearly met with disaster inside of these boxes stacked inside of the studio. But speaking of space, room seems to still be a bit of a premium here. And although this isn't a monster printer, it's also not feather light either. So it's best to plan ahead if your bench or room is already full of equipment. Once it's out of the box, well, it's clear that this is a proper piece of engineering. The Core One L runs a CoreXY motion system, so both the X and Y motors stay fixed, giving you faster moves, smoother acceleration, and that trademark Prusa precision. The chassis is built around a laser-cut steel exoskeleton with aluminium side panels replacing some of the old steel parts, which we would originally have seen on the old original Core One. It's a subtle change that trims weight back but keeps rigidity. Visually, it's got that unmistakable Prusa DNA. Matte black body, tinted side panels, coloured handle, and that orange accented LED strip running beneath the bed. It's not just another X1 clone. This thing is more Half-Life 2 than Apple Store, and honestly, I kind of love that. The build volume on the L comes in at 300 by 300 by 330 millimeters, which is roughly a 12-inch cube. Double the print area of the regular Core One, and the footprint, well, it's only 10% larger, which is impressive engineering. The motion is handled by a 0.9 degree stepper motors and Trinamic 2130 drivers. And input shaping and phase stepping are pre-tuned at the factory. There's even an accelerometer on the printhead PCB now. So if you want to recalibrate, you can run your own shaper test directly. No extra hardware needed. You'll also notice on the linear rail on the X and also guide rods on the Y. It's a hybrid setup to keep it smooth, sturdy and cost efficient. Whether you're a hobbyist, a student or a pro engineer, PCBWay.com has you covered. From simple two-layer boards to complex multi-layer designs, they offer high-quality PCBs with fast turnaround and competitive pricing. Plus, their assembly service and 3D printing options make them the one-stop shop for makers, so visit PCBWay.com and turn your ideas into reality. Thank you once again to PCBWay for sponsoring this channel. Thermals is really where this thing steps into pro territory. The bed is a milled cast aluminium plate now running on AC power instead of 24 volt, which means faster heat up times and tighter temperature control. Prusa claims less than 2 degrees variance across the entire surface, and in testing it holds up steady, even corner to corner. The air is actively recirculated under the bed through a hidden duct system, so the chamber hits 60 degrees far quicker than with a passive convection. This makes a big difference when you're printing technical materials like ASA, ABS, nylon or PC. The Hotend tops out here at 290 degrees, which is plenty for most cases, although I would love to see extra headroom for those high temp nylons and PPS blends. Prusa have also added a mechanical top vent that opens and closes automatically depending on what you're printing. Cool air for PLA and PETG, sealed for hotter materials like ASA. It's simple, reliable and maintenance free. And if you care about air quality, Prusa now offers an optional Alveo HEPA and charcoal filter kit that mounts directly to the back. It's rated for around 600 hours of printing, it filters fumes and adds a bit of negative pressure to the chamber, and it's a proper pro shop upgrade. Feeding all of this is Prusa's Extruder, a direct drive design with a 10-to-1 planetary gearbox for precise torque control. Cooling comes in at 360 degrees via a radial fan. evenly surrounding the nozzle for consistent layer cooling. Out of the box, of course, you get 2 nozzles, a 0.4 high-flow brass CHT and a hardened steel option for abrasive filaments. Quick swap nozzles take seconds, and there's a flexible mode switch that straightens out the feed path for TPU and other flexible materials. They've even added a toggle switch to disable the first filament sensor, making flexible loading much easier. Though I'd love to see that duplicated on the print head itself. Now, dual filament sensors, there's one at the feeder and also one at the head, which means clean runouts and smart pauses mid-print. So spinning the printer around and looking under the hood effectively, you'll find an X-Buddy 32-bit mainboard powered by an STM32 processor, all packed with sensors, load cell bed leveling, belt tension monitoring, door and fan detection, moldable thermistors, and full mesh leveling. Connectivity includes USB, Ethernet, and Wi-Fi, and it's all integrated into Prusa Connect and Prusa Slicer. The new Prusa app absolutely works brilliantly for remote prints, live camera and stats, and even multi-print farm management. All of this, of course, is entirely optional, and if you decide to stay offline, that's your prerogative. The 3.5-inch touchscreen is at the front, it's quick and it's modern, and it's just Prusa. Material support on this one is pretty broad, with PLA, PETG, CPE, PC, PP, ASA, Nylon, TPU, and PVA. Basically everything you'd expect from a fully enclosed system. That satin PEI sheet ships with the box is a solid all-rounder, leaving a matte finish with great adhesion. But if you're mainly printing in PLA though, I'd suggest you grab a smooth PEI sheet. It just grips better. Each plate now comes with a QR tag on the front edge, and I eventually will assume that it will speak to the slicer, warning you if your sheet or filament do not match. It's a nice future-proofing touch. You can swap between smooth, textured and satin sheets, just like on the Mark IV and the XL, and of course the detachable 1080p camera with night vision lets you monitor through Prusa Connect, handy for overnight or multi-print setups. Now, future-proofing, and I suspect right at the end of this video I'll cut to me at Formnext showing you hopefully the next big thing, because this is where things do get interesting. Now, Prusa have already confirmed MMU3 support, meaning multi-material prints are on the table right away. But the big whisper is the collaboration with Bondtech and their INDX system. A near massless, ultra-fast tool changer that swaps heads in seconds and is almost zero purge. Now, if that tech lands here, and judging by what we've seen, it's pretty likely, the Core One L will evolve from a large format single-headed printer into a full multi-tool platform to rival the best in the industry.
So we're here with Ruda at Formnext. Now, we have had all the big surprises, I think, so far, but this video is very much about the Core One L. Now, I've got 2 of those machines, and you know why, but I've had a great experience with the Core One L. What's the reaction from the people here?
Well, they absolutely love it because it's another printer in Core One lineup, and you know, these small improvements, they also make it a little bit better printer.
Yep.
On the other hand, we also brought the Core One Plus here, which takes all the improvements to the original Core One. And the only thing which you're kind of missing is the bed, which for that size of the printer, you actually don't need.
Exactly. I mean, that's one of the big things that impressed me, was obviously the overall size of the printer now, because I think it was about time we got something a little bit bigger, and it sits perfectly now between the MK4, the Mark IV, the Core One, and the XL. That's a really kind of, I think you've got the full lineup now. I think it looks really good, but of course the big news was the INDX system.
Absolutely.
Okay. And as I said to you this morning, I was like, I really wanted to see it on the L, but we will see it on the L. It's coming. And rumors are, we've got 8 at the moment, 8 tools. It could be 10.
11 and a half.
You could fit 12. There's a lot of kind of information, but of course, it's important to get it right. And we're going to get it right with the Core One first, or the Core One Plus first.
Well, yes, but you know, we will absolutely get it right, because we just started with a printer which is within more people, within a larger scale of the customers, because they've been waiting for. You know, it has been already teased. We know sure that some of the customers purchased Core One because of that reason, and we just want to cater to the larger audience first, and then we will go to the Core One L. If the Core One L was first, it could have been vice versa.
Exactly right. Well, there's a couple of extra things here, of course. The Core One to the Core One Plus, that's a $10 mod, right?
Yes. And again, you know, it's classic Prusa. We said we keep improving our printers. 6.4 firmware kind of pushed back almost the VFAs. We also had Easy Print coming in the middle of the year, and which is actually for every Prusa printer. But now there are small advancements, because, for example, the filament loader for the flex might be not so important, but definitely the auto grill opening is very important to some people. and we just bring those improvements for a fraction of the cost and tell me other company which does it in the world. So we actually provide it for as little price as possible because we're not gonna get rich on it. But why we don't get the customers the same experience, right?
But the first lot, the Index, sold out completely.
So well, it was extremely fast and that was kind of obvious.
It's crazy though, isn't it? I mean, it is probably one of the best things of the shop.
Well, it is one of the best things in the show. We have seen sometimes, we know we can push even further on the change. The engineers are working very hard to have almost zero waste. And that system is going to be incredible. You know, XL is not going anywhere. It's still going to be the fastest, most capable system, especially with silicone. But Index is going to cater to that large audience with very favorable price, to be honest, because you don't need to get 8 of them, you can just get 4 of them. And the capability of the Core One goes into a completely different direction. And I think this will unlock multi-material printing to the large audiences that we have seen before.
Absolutely. I've been bowled over by this. It's exactly what I wanted. You know, we spoke about I would replace other printers with this if I was doing single color printing a lot, which I do, which is the irony, really. We've got lots of things coming up on the channel using these printers. What am I using them for? What could you use them for potentially in the future? Ruda, this has been awesome, dude. Thank you very much, so much. You can get your Core One L down in the description. There is a link. It's an affiliate link. It gives the channel a very, very small fraction of that money, and we can come to these fantastic events. So once again, good to see you, my friends.
Thank you very much. All the best. We ended with a hug. Yes. See you next time. Bye.
You are watching a master at work.